Scrumban, the best of both worlds. In this video, we'll explore how Scrumban combines the structure of Scrum with the flexibility of Kanban. Scrum, an iterative framework with fixed sprints, plus Kanban, a continuous flow system with visual management, equals Scrumban. This hybrid approach combines structure and flexibility. What is Scrumban? Scrumban is a hybrid Agile methodology that combines elements from both Scrum and Kanban frameworks. It was developed to help teams transition from Scrum to Kanban, while maintaining the structure of Scrum with the flexibility and visualization of Kanban. Scrumban allows teams to evolve their processes incrementally, rather than making dramatic changes all at once. As you can see in the diagram, Scrum provides structure, iterations, and roles. Kanban focuses on flow, visualization, and limits. The overlap is Scrumban, focusing on adaptive planning, visual workflow, and continuous improvement. Key principles of Scrumban. The first key principle is a pull-based workflow. Work items are pulled when capacity is available. There are no fixed sprint commitments. It's a continuous flow of work items, and prioritization happens just in time. The second key principle is visual management. A Kanban board is used to visualize the workflow, including work in progress limits, clear policies for each column, and visual signals for bottlenecks. The third key principle is adaptive planning. On-demand planning meetings are held and planning is triggered by board capacity. Flexible time boxes are used when needed, and metrics drive forecasting. Scrum versus Kanban versus Scrumban. Let's compare these three methodologies. Cadence in Scrum involves fixed-length sprints of 1 to 4 weeks. Kanban uses a continuous flow with no time boxing. Scrumban utilizes flexible iterations with a pull-based flow. Planning in Scrum involves sprint planning at the start of each sprint, whereas Kanban is on demand as needed. Scrumban planning is triggered when the planning buffer nears depletion. Scrum roles include a Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Development Team, whereas Kanban has no prescribed roles. Scrumban is flexible and can retain Scrum roles if needed. Scrum meetings include a daily Scrum, sprint planning, review, and retrospective, while Kanban has no required meetings. Scrumban involves a daily stand-up, on-demand planning, and regular reviews. Work in progress limits in Scrum are indirectly limited by the sprint backlog. Kanban uses explicit work in progress limits per workflow state. Scrumban uses explicit work in progress limits with buffer columns. Changes in Scrum are not allowed to the sprint backlog once the sprint begins. Kanban allows changes at any time, and Scrumban allows changes with minimal disruption. A Scrumban board combines Scrum structure with Kanban's visual workflow management. It includes buffer columns, explicit work in progress limits, and allows for continuous flow while maintaining visibility. The Scrumban board contains columns for backlog, ready, in progress, testing, ready for review, and done. Buffer columns are colored differently to highlight their purpose. Each card on the board represents a task or feature and includes its type, such as feature or task, and its priority, such as high, medium, or low. Numbers in the ready, in progress, testing, and ready for review columns indicate work in progress limits. Implementing Scrumban. Step 1. Start with your current process. Begin with your existing workflow and visualize it on a board. Do not make radical changes immediately. Step 2. Establish work in progress limits. Set work in progress limits for each column to prevent bottlenecks and maintain flow. Step 3. Implement a pull system. Transition from a push to pull-based workflow where team members pull work when they have capacity. Step 4. Add buffer columns. Create buffer columns such as ready or ready for review to smooth flow between active work stages. Some of the best practices include keeping Scrum ceremonies that add value, like daily stand-ups and retrospectives, but make them optional or on demand. Use classes of service to prioritize work items, such as expedite, fixed date, standard, and intangible. Collect and analyze metrics like cycle time, throughput, and cumulative flow diagrams. Implement just-in-time planning when buffer columns reach a threshold, rather than fixed sprint planning. Start with small changes and evolve your process based on team feedback and metrics. Benefits and challenges of Scrumban. Let's consider the benefits. First, it improves flow efficiency. Continuous flow with work in progress limits reduces wait times and bottlenecks. Second, it balances structure and flexibility. Scrumban combines Scrum's structure with Kanban's adaptability. Third, it provides better predictability. Metrics-based forecasting provides more reliable delivery estimates. Fourth, it enables a smoother transition. Scrumban offers an easier adoption path for teams familiar with Scrum wanting to evolve. Now let's consider the challenges. First, there is potential role confusion. Unclear responsibilities may arise when transitioning from defined Scrum roles. Second, there is metrics complexity. Learning to collect and interpret flow metrics requires training. Third, hybrid confusion may occur. Teams may struggle with which practices to keep from each methodology. Fourth, there might be organizational resistance. You may face pushback from stakeholders used to fix sprint commitments. Summary and next steps. Key takeaways include: Scrumban combines Scrum's structure with Kanban's flow-based approach. Visual management with work in progress limits helps optimize workflow and identify bottlenecks. Pull-based planning replaces fixed sprint commitments for more flexibility. Metrics like cycle time and throughput enable data-driven forecasting. Correlatas, the creator of Scrumban, said, "Scrumban isn't about following a specific set of practices, but rather about applying the right principles to evolve your process in a way that works for your team." Next steps for getting started with Scrumban include: assess your current process, identifying strengths and pain points in your existing workflow. Visualize your workflow, creating a Scrumban board with appropriate columns and work-in-progress limits. Start collecting metrics beginning to track cycle time, throughput, and other key metrics. Evolve incrementally, making small changes, measuring results, and adjusting accordingly. Recommended resources include the book, Scrumban, Essays on Kanban Systems for Lean Software Development by Correlatas, and the book, Kanban, Successful Evolutionary Change for Your Technology Business by David J. Anderson. Also, explore the Scrumban community of practice. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.